I found this LED bulb outside, and most people would throw it away without even checking it. It looks completely dead. But what if the whole bulb is not actually broken? What if one tiny part inside is stopping everything from working? Stay until the final test, because one tiny part may decide whether this bulb goes back to work or goes into the trash. To make sure the socket is not the problem, we should test it with another bulb first. Put the good bulb into the same socket. Now turn the switch on. This one lights up normally, so the power source is fine and the socket is working. That means the real problem is clearly inside this LED bulb. Before opening anything, make sure the bulb is completely unplugged. Never work on a bulb while it is plugged in. Now use a thin knife and carefully pry around the edge of the diffuser cover. Go slowly here. This plastic can crack if you force it too hard. After one side starts to loosen, gently twist the cover and keep working around the edge. Little by little, the cover begins to separate. Finally, it comes off. I'll try one last quick test. Maybe it is only a loose contact. Put the bulb back into the socket only for a quick test. Keep your hands away from the open parts and turn it on again. Still nothing. No light at all. That tells us the problem is not just a loose diffuser or a simple contact issue. Now we need to test the LED chips one by one. I do not have a professional LED tester here, so I'm going to make a simple one myself. A small safety pin. Open the safety pin and straighten the metal part. Then use a small file to sharpen the tips just a little. The goal is not to make anything dangerous. We only need 2 fine points that can touch the tiny contacts on each LED chip more accurately. After that, cut off 2 small pieces from the pin. These 2 pieces will become the test probes. Next, prepare 2 short lengths of wire. Connect 1 wire to each metal probe. Make sure each connection is firm. If a wire is loose, the test result may look wrong, and we could think a good LED is bad. Once the wires are connected, slide heat shrink tubing over the joints. Gently heat the tubing until it grips the wire and the metal firmly. This helps strengthen the probes and keeps the 2 connections from touching each other by accident. Now, secure the 2 probes to a small wooden clip. Keep the tips slightly apart, just wide enough to touch both sides of one LED chip. A little tape helps hold everything in place. At this point, the mini LED tester is starting to look like a real tool. For the power source, I'll use a 9-volt battery. Connect the battery clip to the 2 wires. Now the tester is ready. Be careful with this step. We are only using this tool for quick tests. Now let's find the real problem. Touch the 2 probes to the first LED. This one lights up. Move to the next one. That one lights up too. Keep going slowly, 1 LED at a time. This part takes a little patience, but it is the only way to know exactly which part has failed. One chip after another, the tester shows that most of the LEDs still work. Then, right here, we find something different. This LED does not light up. When one chip dies, it can stop the whole circuit from working. Now that we have found the faulty LED, I'll mark it clearly. This small mark is important. Once the board is removed, it is very easy to lose track of the exact chip that failed. Next, remove the adhesive holding the LED board in place. Take your time with this. The board is thin, and if you pry too hard, it can crack or bend. Once the adhesive starts to loosen, gently lift the board away from the metal body of the bulb. Then disconnect the wires carefully. Remember where the wires belong before removing them. Now, everything is ready for the repair. Secure the LED board so it cannot move around. To remove the burned out LED, I'll use a small candle as a simple heat source. The heat goes underneath the faulty LED right below the solder joints. As the solder begins to soften, then use tweezers and gently lift the faulty LED off the board. Fortunately, I have another broken LED board from an old bulb. Even though that board is not usable as a complete part anymore, some of the LED chips may still be good. So we will use the 9-volt tester again. Check each LED one by one. This one lights up. That means this chip is still working. Now we can use it as the replacement. Just like before, apply heat underneath the good LED until the solder softens. Then carefully lift it off with tweezers. Now comes the most important part. Heat the area again. Place the good LED into the empty spot on the original board. The solder begins to soften and grip the new LED. Now comes the moment we have been waiting for. Let's test it. I'll touch the 9-volt probes to the repaired spot. And look at that. It lights up. The replacement LED is working perfectly. That means this repair has a real chance to bring the whole bulb back. Before reassembling everything clean, the repaired area, use a little sandpaper or a small tool to remove leftover glue and dirt around the board. Then wipe the surface clean. If you use WD-40, use only a very small amount on a cloth. Do not spray the entire circuit board until it is wet. After wiping, make sure everything is clean and dry. Now, the LED board looks much better and is ready to go back inside the bulb. Reconnect the wires. Place the board back into the housing. Make sure it sits flat and does not press against anything it should not touch. Now the bulb goes back into the socket. This is the real test. Turn on the switch, and there it is. The light comes back on. This LED bulb looked like trash a few minutes ago, but now it is working again. All of this happened because one tiny LED chip had failed. Just one small part caused the whole bulb to stop working, and that was enough for someone to throw it away. But with a little checking, a simple homemade tester, and a replacement chip from another old board, we were able to save it. That is what makes repairs like this so satisfying. So before throwing something away, it may be worth taking a closer look. Sometimes the problem is much smaller than it seems. If you found this repair useful, hit the like button and subscribe.